All right, hello, and welcome again to this third live stream. I don't know what happened to me. Maybe I drank too much coffee today, but I feel like sharing as many of my business secrets with you as much as possible in case I get hit by a truck tomorrow. So, as a recap, the first webinar today was focused on personal development. I highly recommend that you watch it, where I talked about the secrets to success, which I learned from Brian Tracy, and it's an acronym, secrets. And you can watch that video. The second live stream is where I talked about how I was able to generate $100,000 within 4 months, working 2 hours per week. So I recommend that video as well. And now, in the third webinar, I want to talk about something that is extremely important that most people overlook. And it's the idea that the truth makes money. The truth makes money. And you've probably heard the adage, um, what is it? The truth shall set you free. But what you don't know is that the the complete phrase is the truth shall make you free, but first it's gonna hurt like hell. And the reason why the truth hurts, it's not because the truth really hurts. It's because you have something inside of you. And I'm sorry if I'm gonna get esoteric a little bit, but you have something inside of you that we call the ego. The ego is a part of you that is very fragile, that is very fearful. It's based on fear, it's fragile, and therefore it is very afraid of the truth. And so, you know, you have to find a way to put your ego to sleep or to neutralize your ego so that you can get feedback. And the feedback, the truth, will allow you to improve all the time. And so, how do we get to the truth? Because, you know, it's very nice that you can have this case study to inspire you, but how do we get there? How do we get to $100,000 in 4 months? Well, it's like learning how to walk or how to talk. You learn one step at a time, right? And so, in this video, I want to show you a system that has worked for me in every business. And it's what I call the BMW. The BMW, hold on. The BMW stands for, it's a workshop that I created thanks to my sister Zuni in 2006. So it's BMW, and it stands for Business Model Workout. So, first of all, a business model is a model that you have on paper. It's kind of like a blueprint. It's not a plan. A plan is mostly prose, words, phrases, sentences, paragraphs. A business model is not a plan. Okay. It is an actual diagram showing you, what's going to happen in your business. But it's just a model, right? It's not reality. And that's why you have to work it out in the same way that you work out your muscles at the gym. So here's a very simple diagram showing you the BMW model. Okay, so you have three arrows like this. And basically what you have to do is you have to do proper marketing. And today we have so many marketing channels: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, what's not, so many channels. So marketing is not likely to be a problem. So you have marketing, and then you have sales. That's a process in 5 steps at least. And then you have production. And this is where you deliver your products and your services so that the result is a happy customer. So this is a workshop I created in 2006 to train women entrepreneurs who are going into a business for the first time. I just wanted to give them a quick shortcut crash course to teach them about the basics of business: marketing, sales, production of value, production of products, production of services. Now, what I didn't teach them at the time was this part. And this part is probably the part where you have to concentrate most of your time. This is the part where It's before the BMW, and this is where you go from zero. You don't have any product, and you're creating at least one product, one unit that is functional. It can be a web application, it can be a workshop, it can be a consulting or coaching methodology, it can be an ebook, but it's one because it actually works. So you have to create something that works. And to get to the point where you have something functional, it could be a webinar in Zoom where you're charging $100. It can be an ebook, you're charging $30. It can be a print book, it can be a video course, and you're charging $100. But whatever it is, you have to actually be able to charge money for it. Okay, that's how we know that it works. But before you get to that point, you see here the arrow is a little bit going all over the place. This is where you're experimenting with a free prototype. So Alex Hormozy gave very good advice. He said that you have to give away your product for free at the beginning, whether it's a workshop, an ebook, a web application, it's got to be free so that you can get feedback from people. And as you get their feedback, you're going to improve the product. And so the feedback that people are giving you, we're talking about their time, their attention, their effort. They have to actually use your product. So that's how they pay you. They don't pay you in money, but they pay you in terms of their attention, their energy, their time, their brain power, etc. So you get the feedback as payment, and that's how you improve the product. And you get to a point where you have one functional product. And then you can market that product. You can actually sell it, and you make some money. You're not making a lot of money here. You're just making some money, a few customers. They're actually paying for it, and they're happy. And then if they're happy, you're ready to move on to phase number 2 here. So this is phase number 1. Phase number 2 is where you're marketing your product. And you know that it works because these people told you that it works, right? And they're happy to pay you, and they're bringing their friends and family. So now you get to level 2 of the game. This is like a video game where you're going out there and you're choosing one channel. Don't go through so many channels. A lot of people make the mistake of going on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. They're all over the place. Just choose one that works for you. In my case, it's probably YouTube because it's very visual. It's like what I'm doing right now. You can have a second channel like Facebook, but the main sales channel, should be one that you dominate. So, if you want to choose YouTube, you have to download OBS Studio. You have to buy a high quality webcam. The one I have is not that high quality, but it can shoot in 2K, so that's pretty good. So choose one marketing channel so that you can generate a lot of leads. And once you have a lot of leads, you can convert those leads into customers, and they pay you. And that's what we call the sales process. And the sales process, it takes I'm going to do another live stream, but you can do the sales process in 5 steps. And you have to document everything that you're doing so that later on you can demonstrate to future sales rep and you can deploy. But anyways, just remember that you have the sales process that comes after you generate leads. So for example, if you're selling an event and you're selling tickets, let's say $50 for a Zoom event or an in-person event, the first thing you got to do is generate a lot of leads. You have to get a lot of people into your list. Okay, you can go on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc., but they have to join your email list or some kind of a list where you have their phone numbers or their email address. This is priority number 1. I cannot stress this enough. A lot of people go into business and they don't have a big list. Like on LinkedIn, I have over 20,000 LinkedIn connections. It's not really a list, but I have the contact information. I can sell them stuff. So build your list. Don't try to sell one-on-one. It's not scalable. The first priority in your BMW system is build a list. Whatever list you have right now, you have to multiply it by 10. So get your people on the street, online, and get people to sign up for an email newsletter. Give them whatever it takes. It's what they call a lead magnet. Give them a gift, promise them something, promise them the moon, give them a discount, whatever it takes to get them on your list. You're not selling at this point. You get them on the list. Get them on the list. Become obsessed about getting them on your list. John, join my list. I'm going to give you the moon. He's going to join. I'm just kidding, of course, but get them to join your list, because when they join your list, guess what? They're raising their hand and they're saying, I'm interested. Okay, I'm interested. I'm not sold. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'm curious. They join your list. That's the responsibility of the marketing person. The marketing person has to think and obsess every day about how can I get people to join the list? How can I get people to join the list? That's the number one priority. And that's the beauty of this BMW system, by the way. Each person is focused on one thing. The sales rep is doing the 5 steps. That's it. The sales rep is not supposed to generate leads. That's the marketing person's responsibility. Hold that person accountable. List, Susan, last week, how many people did you get on the list? Okay, Sarah, how many people did you get on the list? One, two, 500? Give me a number. So this BMW system is all about tracking your numbers, because you need 3 numbers. And like I said before, remember, the truth makes money. Tell me the truth. Give me the numbers. How many leads did you generate? How many people joined our list last week or in the last 24 hours? Give me the truth. If you don't have the truth, if you don't have a way to get the truth in your business, you're not going to succeed. So, how many people join the list? That's marketing. Once you have the leads, then the salespeople will take over and they will perform the 5 steps that I'll talk about in the next video. And then, the sales folks are going to convert the leads into money. And it's not hard. Anyone can become a salesperson. I used to be an introverted person in my early 20s, and I learned very quickly how to sell on the phone, and I became extroverted very quickly. Why? Because if you say, oh, but Peter, I'm an introverted person, I'm not a people person. Well, guess what? You have to get used to poverty, because you're not going to make money if you stay introverted. So you have to kick yourself in the butt. Excuse my French, but you have to become an extroverted and start selling. Now, the good news is that you can see that there are 3 processes here, right? There's marketing, there's sales, and there's production. So you can choose to be in marketing or in production if you want, if you really don't want to learn how to sell. But I recommend that you learn how to sell, because even if you sell for a short period of time, it's going to raise your energy. You're going to have the ability to summon maximum energy instantly. That's what happened to me. So, learn how to sell so that you can raise your energy. And after that, you can outsource selling to other people. But you have to learn how to sell. If you're, the chief executive of a new startup, if you're an employee, if you're a janitor, I don't care. You have to learn how to sell. That's a requirement today, because guess what? AI is going to take away a lot of jobs. I don't care what they tell you. It's really the truth, right? It's going to take over a lot of jobs. Everyone has to learn how to sell to survive in the new AI economy. Like I know I sound a little bit brutal sometimes, but I would rather take the risk of offending you by being too aggressive than hide the truth from my friends and then see them fail in the next few years because AI took over their job. So please learn how to sell. The third process is production. This is the easy part usually where you're producing a product or you're delivering a service. And here again, it's like with sales where you have 5 steps. Here you can have a number of steps so that you can serve your customers in a way that is repeatable, profitable, and scalable. So think of the people who work at McDonald's. Next time you visit McDonald's or any franchise, they follow a series of steps like robots, right? And that's production. So there you have it, folks. The BMW is, sorry, it's a little bit messy, but it's just marketing, sales, and production. And you need to have a number for each of these processes. And by the way, this is something I didn't mention before because I didn't want to overload you, but when I was building this virtual training company, every week I tracked 5 numbers, only 5 numbers. Every Friday, I would sit down and I would track 5 numbers. I don't remember exactly what they were, but I remember number one is, how many new prospects do we have that would fill out the needs assessment form over here? These are new prospects, right? We haven't served them yet. Number two, how many customers did we serve? So this number is important because, I needed to fill every week, I needed to fill the room with training sessions. Number three, how many people didn't show up? So no shows. We still invoice them, because it was their responsibility to cancel 5 days before. Number four, how many new courses did we create in the calendar? And number five, I forgot what it was, but basically the idea here is that you have a few numbers to track. Now with the BMW, you're mostly tracking three numbers. So let me just redraw the BMW system so that you can see how easy it is to manage a new business. Um, Hold on. And by the way, while I'm looking for a piece of paper, I want to share with you the experience of delivering a live stream like this, a spontaneous live stream. And at the beginning, you might not be able to do what I do, or you might, but at the beginning, it might seem a little bit stressful because I have to improvise, right? This is not scripted. I'm not reading from a teleprompter. But what I discovered, and this is the very powerful secret, what I discovered is what I call um, the creative tension driver. Yeah, creative tension driver. Let me just write it down so that hopefully I can encourage you to live stream whatever you're teaching, including your consulting. So what I discovered while I was doing these live streams is something that I probably should teach on LinkedIn, because there are so many experts who have a lot of knowledge in their heads, right? So this is the expert, a lot of knowledge in their heads. That's why they have a job on LinkedIn. But you see this barrier? This is their skull. This is their barrier. And it's about 6.5 millimeters for men, and it's 7.1 millimeters for women. So this is the thickness of your skull. And as long as your knowledge is trapped inside of your head, you're not going to be financially free. So you have to find a way to get your knowledge out into the world. You have to export your knowledge. Are you very good with, I don't know, Vietnamese cooking? Are you good with public speaking? Are you a great salesperson who can teach people? Are you good with search engine optimization, email marketing, copywriting, whatever you're good at, and for which you have a job? It's because of your knowledge. And by the way, that's why at the Open Digital University, I'm going to do a shameless plug here. Our slogan is, sorry, our slogan is better knowledge, better life. If you get better knowledge, and also if you share your better knowledge, you're going to have a better life. So the problem with the 1 billion, is it 1 billion? I don't know how many users I have on LinkedIn, but the problem is that they don't share their knowledge. Because when I visit the LinkedIn profile of my LinkedIn connections, I have about 20,000. I don't see them selling ebooks or video courses or anything. So the challenge for most of them is to export their knowledge into, ebooks, into video courses, and even into web applications, which is very easy because you can get DeepSeek, Claude, and ChatGPT to create these apps for you. So the challenge is to export your knowledge into these products, which you're going to sell to make money even while you're sleeping. That's how you get rich. That's the easiest way for LinkedIn users to get rich. And this is so important. I'm gonna create a live stream and a paid Zoom webinar and invite my 20,000 LinkedIn connections. Because as long as your knowledge is trapped, you will be trapped. Because the knowledge is in your head, right? So if your boss needs your knowledge, you have to show up at the office. But when you do like me and you create ebooks and video courses and web applications, and I've created all of these, you can make money while you're sleeping. And even better is that other people can make money by selling your products, and they make money because they're affiliates. For example, they make 30 or 40% from selling my products. So I'm actually creating a lot of jobs for people, an infinite number of people, because I exported my knowledge into these formats. So I have calligraphy knowledge, I have business knowledge, I have sales knowledge, I have marketing knowledge. And so, you do too. You have valuable knowledge. That's why you have a job. So anyways, let's go back to what I was saying earlier about the benefit of live streaming. It's what I call creative tension driver. So when I'm in a live stream like this, I cannot stop and pause and think. No, I have to keep talking because someone is listening. It could be one person, it could be 1,000 people. I don't know, but I have to keep talking. And also, when people watch the replay, they cannot see me do nothing. I have to move my hands. I have to say something, right? So it's what I call creative tension because there's a tension, right? I cannot pause. I cannot be silent. There's a tension, and it drives me to say something. And most of the time, I'm getting to a point where I have no idea what I'm going to say next, but I usually trust myself. I usually trust that what I'm going to say is going to be useful to someone. It's not going to be 100% useful to 100% of the people, but it's creative and it's value because I have the intention of making sure that your time is well spent during these live streams. Driver means that it's driving me to perform. So that's what I highly recommend. If you have a YouTube channel, just start live streaming. Uh, you don't even need OBS Studio, although that is very powerful. I'm going to teach you how to use OBS Studio. It's a free broadcasting software. You can live stream using, a $30 webcam, and you can live stream and you can share, who you are with the world so that they get to know you. All right. So let's get back to the BMW system, and I want to show you how you can track your results because it's so important to track your numbers, and a lot of entrepreneurs do not track their numbers. So the first number you need to track, this is marketing, is how many leads did I create last week? So the number of leads per week, you have to track this number. Don't lie to yourself. If you give the list building responsibility to someone, make sure that person is telling you how many leads were generated last week, every week. The second is sales. How many sales, like if you're selling tickets, how many tickets did you sell? So here, number of tickets, or it can be number of ebooks if you're selling ebooks, or if you're giving a Zoom webinar, number of seats sold. So this is where the money is made. So you have to count the number of units actually sold every week. Every day might be a little bit too intense, so every week is good. So seats per week. And lastly, how many customers served? This is production. How many customers did you serve after you sold them the tickets? This is usually relevant when you're selling a coaching program. So here, let's say how many contracts, coaching contracts, and that week, how many customers actually received your your service or your product. So these two are super important, number of leads and number of sales. This one, we'll talk more about it because it really depends on your business model, whether you're selling a service, a physical service, a virtual service, a digital product, or a physical product. So this is really more technical, but you have to track your numbers. If you're not tracking your numbers, then you're not serious about making money. That's the hard truth, right? So every week, that's what I did before to generate 100K. So track the numbers. Why? Because once again, I know I'm getting repetitive here, but the truth makes money. The truth makes money. This is such an important principle that I first learned when I was watching a PBS, not a live, but a PBS public speaking keynote, something by Suze Orman. Now, Suze Orman is doing many things wrong according to Grant Cardone, but one thing she said that really struck me is that the truth makes money. So it simply means that you have to know, the truth about yourself, because like I said in the first live stream today, you can only grow your income if you yourself are growing. If you're not growing, then your income cannot grow. So here's the truth. In the United States, and I guess in Canada, it's not that different. The average person will read only one book per year, one nonfiction book. They might read a lot of trash like fiction. Sorry, maybe it's not trash. Maybe it's entertainment, but it's not useful for your career. So a lot of people On average, people read only one book, but if you want to increase your income, I'm afraid that you have to read more nonfiction. You have to attend more courses so that you can grow as a person. So that's the truth, right? If you read only one book, you're gonna grow at the rate of one book per year. If you read 5 books, you're gonna grow your income at the rate of 5 books per year. If you read 20 books per year, then you're gonna grow your income because it's it's really hard to be honest with yourself, and that's why oftentimes it's best in business to business with a trusted partner, because they will tell you the truth about your performance, and that's how you grow. All right, so I'm looking for something. The truth makes money. Yeah, so I guess I'll end the video here, but I want to just give you a preview of the next video. We're going to talk about the difference between a product and a service, and I think that this is going to be very useful, very relevant to people on LinkedIn, because most of them are offering a product and they're not offering a service. So the next video will focus on the difference between a product and a service, and how you can transition from service provider to product creator and marketer. All right, so thank you for being here, and I'll see you more in the next video.